Good day, my name is David Brannon. I'm a professor at Towson University and I teach entrepreneurship and business strategy courses. And today I'm going to talk about customer service. And what I want you to think about is what type of customer service is appropriate for the business that you have. And there are different levels of customer service and different things that are appropriate depending upon the product or service that you're offering. And I've separated them out into three different categories. One I'm labeling as transaction, one is a medium level of customer service, and the last one is a strong level of customer service. And you can think about these in different ways, but I think examples will help. So let's take McDonald's or a fast food company. Do they know your name? What type of customer service do you get from them as opposed to Macy's and a primary care physician, PCP? So McDonald's, they're mainly interested in the transaction. They want to move people through their line and provide a consistent product to the customer and push them through. Macy's has a very different aspect in how they approach it. So they're interested in making sure that you find the size that you need, maybe offering suggestions as far as other things to add on to your order, and also maybe helping you find your order online if you don't have it in the store. This is opposed to a strong customer relationship, for example, from your primary care physician. This physician is offering you a service tailored specifically to you and your medical needs. So let's then move into how you decide which one's appropriate for you. So, you've got a lot of things going on as a business owner, especially if you're a startup or a new entrepreneur. So you've got all these things pulling at you to take your time. Ordering supplies, making sure that the place is clean, making sure that you've budgeted things for your bills and all these things. It's important though that you make time and decide how you approach customer service and that you're doing it in an appropriate way for what your customers expect. Your customers are paying you for the product or service that you're offering. There's expectations from them, and are you actually meeting those expectations? Do you know your customers? Do you know what they value when they purchase things from you? Do you know why they purchase things from you? Are you delivering on those expectations? And if you're not, that's going to be an issue. So part of customer service is developing the relationship so that you understand what the customer expects and that you're actually meeting those expectations. In talking with a lot of small businesses and a lot of entrepreneurs, you'd be surprised at how many of them don't collect any type of information whatsoever from their customers. Maybe that's okay. If you're a McDonald's type of business, maybe that works and you just do spot surveys. But if you're trying to offer a more intimate relationship with your customers and you're trying to have some type of information that will help you develop your business, you might want to consider how you would change that so you can then improve your customer interface and the customer relationship that you have. So the point of this is that you decide what information that you need and then collect it. This will help you keep you focused on what's important for your business. It'll help you decide on where you spend your time and efforts to make improvements to the products and services that you offer, where you perhaps need to do some training with your employees to make sure that there aren't issues with your customer service, and where you then can focus your marketing efforts so that you're reaching the customers that you're trying to reach. So if you're a transaction type of business, how convenient is it for you, for your customers to actually access your product or service? Perhaps they're more concerned about how much it costs, how fast it is, the repeatability and consistency of what they purchase from you. Are you getting complaints? Are you having suggestions on how to improve this? It should be a convenient and enjoyable experience, even if it's just a transaction where people come in and buy something and leave right away. You want to make it easy for your customers. That's the important part for your transaction type of system. But if you're trying to move past that to have a more of a customer focus and more of a customer relationship, you might want to consider the frequency of visits. How do you increase this? Because if people come in more often, they're more likely to buy things. And when they're there, how do you make sure they actually convert to not just stopping in, but actually purchasing something. So you can do this, and some of the things that you'll need to consider is how do you get contact information, what's appropriate, how often do you contact them, are you having some type of social media sharing campaign through Facebook or Twitter or something like that, and how do you use those things to reach your customers and maintain this relationship with them. Maybe you don't want to email your customers but every month or two, or maybe you want to email them every day. What is appropriate? What do they expect and what do they want? Do they feel harassed or bombarded by too many contacts if you're doing it on a very frequent basis? You want to do it to the level that they appreciate and that is effective for you and your business to reach them. There are different ways you can also approach customer relationships by setting up loyalty programs, and you can do contests, events for your customers. Maybe it's an event just for loyal customers. Whatever is appropriate and ways that you can then build this relationship with your customers, try to figure out a way to do that that is appropriate for your particular business. Loyalty programs are very popular these days. Think about the grocery store, think about Macy's and go back to them. Macy's recently switched. They dropped their own individual loyalty program and have partnered with other businesses such as Exxon and Rite Aid, and they use one loyalty program for all those businesses. Is that going to be successful? Would that work for your particular type of business? The last one is trying to develop a very strong relationship with your customer. So this basically indicates you're going to have personalized service and contact with each individual customer, or maybe a certain select group of customers. So you have to have knowledge of these customers, their needs, how they're using your product or service, and how you can then increase the value to them and basically make them a lifelong, hopefully, customer, and build this strong relationship. Perhaps it's going above and beyond what you're actually selling to them, helping them in ways that perhaps is going to tie in with other business offerings and how they actually then use your product or service in their daily life. So you want to hopefully leverage these customers to be your future and how you're going to maintain a successful business, and they can actually be a very vocal supporter and help spread the success of your company by the word of mouth to their friends, family, and coworkers. So it's very important for this particular group that you keep them very happy, and this strong relationship that you've developed with them will make your business successful and sustainable. So one key point here to end up with is that there's been studies that have shown that it can be 5 to 10 times cheaper for you to do these customer relationship and customer service type of aspects so that you keep customers than it is to actually find a market and bring in new customers, because all the marketing efforts can be quite expensive, and keeping the customers that you have happy is actually cheaper. Thanks, and I hope you find this information of use.